how is the offensive line going to get fixed?
The offensive line is going to get fixed in the same way that I've said before, but I get that people might not have seen that or wanted to hear it again. Honestly, there's two components. There's player progression, which I've talked about already, wanting to see and needing to be necessary in spring. So players getting better. And that can be guys who have not really seen the field. It could be Cleveland Reed, who was a redshirt last year. It could be Kylian Herbert. It can be, Zalante Hillary. It can be Tommy Kennedy, who's a transfer coming in. Anybody, Navon Donaldson getting better, slimming down, understanding his assignment, whatever. Everybody needs to get better, first of all, in some way. Secondarily, the scheme. Because Miami's scheme was very rudimentary. It was very predictable. So it is harder to execute your blocks when the defenders know pretty much what you're doing. Think about if you were playing, and I've mentioned it a couple times already today. Think about if you were playing EA Sports NCAA football on freshman difficulty, where the computer only ran 5 plays. So if they came out in a certain alignment, you're like, oh, they're running this play again. So you shift your defensive strength, you bring these other blitzes and things, and you blow that play up and it loses 12 yards. Because they're not able to execute because you know what's coming. And Miami was facing that on offense because the offense was predictable. It was, you could go and say, okay, they're going to run this or this, this or this, and you come out and you see the alignment. And then, it's, big guys moving fast, so like if the whole defense knows we're coming this way, even if you have guys doing their very best, you can't hold everybody out. So I think the lack of that predictability is going to help as well. So a development of scheme and a development of players, you marry those together, and hopefully then the offensive line will be able to perform better. So that's where I think things are going to go. But again, all these things on offense are hypothetical to this point because nobody's seen it except for the players on a playbook, and nobody's seen it on the field yet because they're not able to put it on the field. So there are a lot of moving parts, but again, player development and scheme upgrades are going to help the offensive line be better.
Jalen Reynolds, Daryl Young, Dark Code. I like that handle for some reason. I don't know why. Charlie Clark. Remembering Brock Berlin for some reason. I don't know why. But
because he's awesome.
MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football.
Come on. I remember. Yo, Brock Berlin. I was at that game against Florida in 2003. I was a junior in college, man. Look, my homeboy, Matt Carter, shout out to Matt if he's watching, was the holder on extra points and field goals. He took over the number 11 after Ken Dorsey left. We were freshmen together in 2000, and he was always in the special teams meetings. And he came into the cafeteria on Wednesday after special teams meeting of the cafeteria Chartwells. What's up, Chartwells? At the University of Miami, right by Stanford Residential College, right by the Hecht Athletic Center, and right by the intramural fields. And he came in and said, yo, Devin has been going off all week talking about if we win the toss, get the ball because he's going to take it back to the house. And I'm like, man, he's like, no, I'm telling you, every meet, he's like, coach, I'm taking it to the crib. Coach, I'm taking it to the crib. And what happened on the opening kickoff? Devin Hester took that kickoff back, and it was the loudest thing. That was the loudest I ever heard the Orange Bowl. And we got down huge in that game, and we went 5 wide spread like it was John Moxon in Varsity Blues, throwing the oop-de-oop and everything. And Brock Berlin brought us back to win that game, which, by the way, is one of the Miami Hurricanes games we love, which was a feature that we did last summer. Yo, check it out. That's why we're talking about Brock Berlin, the GOAT. That's right. Came from Florida and then beat the Gators. What? Yo, you're getting me hype right now.
Wow. I don't remember that. Sorry. I don't recall that game. I probably watched some of it, if not all of it. Brock Berlin, I just think of Brock Berlin being he had some time in the NFL, didn't he?
Yeah, he did have some time in the NFL. He was a backup for a couple years, held a clipboard and things like that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking up the games we love feature right now. I'm about to send this. Yep, 30. It's right there, September 6th. I'm going to send this over to you on email, my friend, because
what am I going to see when I watch this?
No, I mean, well, last summer we did the games we love. It was a bracket. So we did a bunch of different, or 4 different regions, and then we did this, and we profiled all these different games of greatness from Miami Hurricanes seasons past. And obviously, this game we love, number 3 Miami and number 21 Florida, September 6, 2003, was one of the games that had to be on that list just because, I mean, yeah, it was awesome. So, one of our guys, Craig T. Smith, he wrote about it and sent it over and everything. And I think that game got pretty far in our bracket, I want to say. But yeah, so it goes over the game and everything. And at the end, we put the full game highlights, or as many highlights as we could find from YouTube. So you relive the game as though you were there, and then you can click and see the highlights and go see, oh, hey, yeah, he did this or that, the thing that you talked about in there. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. But no, yeah, that game was, yeah, that game was awesome.
So what game won the whole shebang, the whole tourney?
Oh, man. It was one of the championship games.
So you got a bunch of 30-somethings and 20-somethings voting on this. So I got to think everything post.
No, we went back. We took it back into, you know, all the way to 1984 Orange Bowl. I mean, we tried to be comprehensive with everything. But actually, no, yeah, the game that won the entire bracket was the 2002 Rose Bowl against Nebraska. Was the Miami Hurricanes game that we love the most. So yeah, I mean, obviously on the internet, you're going to be skewing maybe a little bit younger. So that's the thing that people might have remembered or enjoyed or whatever more. But yeah, no, it was good. We had the 4 regions. I mean, we had a bunch of, I set the whole thing up. It was pretty cool, but yeah, you got to check it out. So if you haven't read that, you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, the Miami Hurricanes games we love bracket features on State of the U is awesome. And I'm sending over D1 versus Florida 2003. And I'm sending that to Mark right now as we sit there and the AC comes back on and I'm starting to sweat. Awesome.
I will take that in. There's no question about that. I'm the guy that's up at 4 o'clock in the morning watching like NFC wildcard games from 1983. You know, I just love reliving that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Guys being like, oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, I mean, we did that. I remember one of the ones that I wrote about where Brock Berlin was quarterback was the 2004 game against Louisville, that Thursday night game when Devin Hester undressed the punter on that punt return to Mike Tirico. Oh, the kids take the lead, you know, that whole thing, you know, and everything. So yeah, and I mean, a lot of great memories and things like that. So yeah, just even seeing or hearing somebody talking about, oh yeah, Brock Berlin, that they got my fandom going back. Because like I said, I was a college kid in those days and everything. I'm not a college kid anymore, but yeah, I still remember all things like that. So yeah, pretty cool.
Cam, you're not allowed to bring up age and any kind of disparaging comments about yourself on this show. Because I'm going to add like 15 years to anything that you state.
Look, it was a point of fact. I was just saying, you know, I was a college kid then. I'm not a college kid now. It wasn't disparaging. It wasn't anything like that. Just simple fact.